NFL legends versus NFL legends. Big shout out to Red Zone for the video about to react to. This about to be a crazy one.
These are NFL legends versus NFL legends.
No way Tom Brady running like that.
And first up, we've got Aaron Rodgers on Jalen Ramsey. Listen, Ramsey's got one of the lowest missed tackle rates in the league.
Ramsey's a dog, bro. But so is
Aaron
Aaron.
showed him why he's not the lowest.
Nope. Oh, he faked him out. Stupid. Yo, I be doing that in Madden all the time, bro.
At that point, Rodgers was over 30, playing on a broken toe, and still outran one of the best defenders in the league. That's like being the fastest kid on the track team while being a power lifter. And if
that's crazy.
It's like hitting a big guy, it's Ocho Cinco. Because one of the funniest NFL matchups,
yo, he's a legend, bro.
Ocho Cinco tried to lay out Ray Lewis, and emphasis Dad's ribs were probably feeling that play for the rest of the week. Meanwhile, Ray, he barely even felt it at all.
I was trying to knock your head off. Listen what's funny. Listen what's real funny. I didn't feel you.
Damn, bro. Yo, imagine somebody hitting you and it's like, yo, I ain't feel you.
Devious with that roast. Sure, Ocho laughed, but you know he was crying on the inside after that one.
Bro, it's crazy. It's funny about that hit. So me and Ocho do a lot of work together because we both work with EA Sports. And one time we was chilling, I asked him like this off camera, we was just chilling about to do something with Justin Jefferson in a little bit. So we had some downtime. I was like, yo, do you think the NFL is softer nowadays? He was like, yeah, bro, like they would not be able to survive back in my day. I was like, well, what's the biggest hit that you took? He was like, you never seen the Ray Lewis hit? And at that time, I never saw it. But I ended up looking it up like right after. And I was like, damn, yeah, that was a big hit.
But Cam Newton was crying on the outside after TJ Watt ruined his career. See, Cam Newton was one of one. At 6'5", 250, he probably should have been a tight end.
He was a big guy.
When he stepped on the field, he consistently blew everyone's mind by throwing 50-yard nukes. Dude was basically a bigger Ben. At his peak, he wasn't just playing for the Panthers. He was the Panthers. But by 2018, ankle surgeries and shoulder problems were building up. And even if he was able to push through, nothing could have prepared him for TJ Watt.
Ooh, damn. Nah, TJ Watt is a dog.
Whatever was holding Cam's shoulder together just disintegrated when Watt buried his head into that socket. And from there on out, Cam never played the same again. The worst part is, it wasn't even a dirty hit. Just football being an unforgiving collision sport. But some collisions in football don't even happen during the game. For Richard Sherman, one of those most violent hits came way after that final whistle blew. Because after the 2012 wildcard game, Trent Williams went up to Sherman saying he was gonna hit him. And Sherman quickly realized why you shouldn't tell people to follow through.
Hey, what you gonna do, boy? I'm punching you. Ain't doing thing, boy.
Ooh.
Well. If it isn't the consequence.
Oh, I'm surprised he ain't break his jaw or something, bro. Like, I know he was not expecting it. He hit him hard, bro. Damn, that's a big dude too, Trent Williams.
Consequences of your own actions. Yeah, throttling someone like that is a little extreme, but to be fair, the guy literally asked for it. And even though no one asked for a second Manning-Brady matchup, we still got it. Because in 2007, the Patriots were unstoppable. Like 18-0 unstoppable. Randy Moss was rewriting record books. Brady was playing as well as he'd ever been. And everyone thought they were going to see the 2000s version of the 72 Dolphins. All they had to do was beat Manning in the Super Bowl.
My bad, I had to turn the fan on. Cut the fan on. No need time waiting on nobody. 3-5, I'm rolling to get my lungs right. It seemed like gun life, fun life, ain't no love life. All you want to ride.
Not the other Manning, the quiet one. Eli was a turnover machine.
Eli Manning, the best quarterback to ever grace the football field.
And then 10-6 in 2007. They barely even made the playoffs that year. So no one was looking at him to pull off a Super Bowl win.
Well, we did. Twice.
4 on third down.
Tom Brady garbage.
15 left against the Patriots. He does this.
Pressure from Thomas.
Let's go, Eli. You saw when he broke that tackle, bro. Stop playing with him, bro. Bro, when I met him, bro, I was like, damn, I met Eli Manning 3 times, bro. Crazy. The third time, I FaceTime my mom and everything, bro.
He was a cool Super Bowl drive ever. Because it set Eli up for another few short passes and then for all the marbles.
Manning lobs it. Burris alone.
Woo, Plexico Barry.
He did it to him. He actually did it to him. The Patriots went home in possibly the greatest upset in Super Bowl history. And the craziest part, 4 years later, he did it to Brady again off of one of the most insane interceptions that year.
Yup.
Slips away.
Yup.
He's going to launch it deep.
Give me that, boy.
Intercepted by Chase Blackburn.
Definitely not a highlight moment for Tom Brady.
Let me tell you something, bro. So me and my friends have this debate all the time, bro, and I know I'm right. Go in the comments. It's just gonna be quick. I'm not gonna keep pausing it. Eli Manning is better than Tom Brady. Now look, everybody says, no, Tom Brady has more rings, da-da-da. That doesn't matter. When it was one-on-one, Eli Manning versus Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl, man versus man, Eli Manning beat him twice. So that means Eli Manning is better than Peyton Manning, bro. Like man-to-man, one-on-one, I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? You might have more rings or whatever, but when you played me, you couldn't beat me twice. So I'm better than you, right? That makes sense, right? Eli Manning's better than Tom Brady, bro. It's just like, I don't know if y'all watch boxing, but it's just like everybody said Canelo is better than Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford beat Canelo recently, right? But Canelo has more championships. He has more wins and all that. It doesn't matter though. Terrence Bud Crawford's the better fighter because he beat him, right? Same thing, bro. I beat you. It doesn't matter. You could have 10 million rings, 10 million Super Bowl rings, trophies, all that. But when it came to playing me, you lost twice. Facts. I'm better.
Even though they're definitely friendly now, they still get their jabs in where they can.
You do an impression of Eli's face?
Can you show me one?
You want me to do Eli's face?
Give me a.
Come on, bro. Don't disrespect. Come on, Kevin.
Got to watch you win a few while I was in the NFL, and I saw you win one when I was retired. That's a pretty impressive career right there. So good luck in retirement. Congratulations on an unbelievable career, and appreciate your generosity and at least sharing a few of those Super Bowls with me. All the best.
That's the most corporate ass roast
Legendary.
I've ever heard.
Legendary.
I like this next legendary matchup, because Kelce caught the most raw, unfiltered hit of the year. See, Travis Kelce is 6'5", 250. So
Damn.
normally he can bust through tackles.
You telling me Travis Kelce is the same size and height as Cam Newton, bro? A quarterback and a tight end? That's crazy. So Cam Newton could have literally played tight end.
Like he's fighting off middle schoolers. But when Derwin James stepped in his path, James
Oh,
flipped the script
damn.
in the most literal way.
My
Bro
God.
delivered a spine buster to the best tight end
Boom,
in
he
the
hit
league.
the
That's
WWE.
easily the dopest hit I've seen this decade. But one of the best hits of the 2000s happened when Ray Lewis ran into a bus. But Jerome Bettis wasn't nicknamed the bus for nothing.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
when the defense let Jerome get rolling, there was nothing that could stop him. But in 2002, we got to see the laws of football physics break when an unstoppable Ray Lewis went body to body with an immovable Bettis.
20 rolls he
Good hit, boy.
Lewis.
Boom. Woo-hoo. Legend
That's the
versus
kind of hit
legend.
you only see in WWE. Lewis didn't just stop him. He flipped the bus on his back.
Yeah,
That's
I love
honestly
that.
more impressive than embarrassing. Unfortunately, this next matchup was the definition of embarrassing. In 1987, Bo Jackson took out one of the best linebackers ever. Well, one of the best college linebackers ever.
Who's that?
'Cause Brian Bosworth was absolutely raw in college.
I never
Dude
heard of
had
him.
swagger, an ego, and even a mohawk mullet combo.
Bro, he looked like a WWE wrestler. This guy looked cool. I never seen him before.
All the makings of an NFL superstar. But after college, he lost the most important part, actual skill. And when he faced off
Really?
against Bo Jackson, he went from being famous for dealing out hits to getting dealt them.
One from the two. Here's Bo.
Damn!
Bo.
He ran that boy over, bro.
Getting laid out by the guy you're supposed to stop has gotta be humiliating. But a lot of players don't even let themselves get to that point. They'll literally draw a line in the sand, especially when it comes to dirty plays. Because even
Hines
though
Ward.
dirty plays are
Ooh,
a part of any game,
his mouthpiece
Ed Reed was
came
not
out.
putting up with Hines Ward's dirtiness. He even told Ward, "You're a dirty player because I know how you play." Ward's response? Nothing. And everyone knows that going silent makes the other guy even angrier. And
That's
Ed
a
Reed
fact.
was so pissed that he tried to start something with Hines in the middle of the game. Not gonna lie, Reed looked even dirtier than Hines there. Dude had Hines flailing around like a dummy for the whole fight. But ragdolling isn't just a 21st century concept, because it dates all the way back to Troy Aikman facing Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence
See,
Taylor,
Aikman
GOAT.
was the anchor of the Super Bowl Cowboys era. Calm in the pocket, pinpoint accuracy, and god-tier field vision. Unfortunately,
I'm gonna tell you something. I hate the Cowboys because I'm a Giants fan, but I gotta be real. That game against the Chiefs on Thanksgiving was a good game. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, kinda like them. I ain't gonna lie. I kinda like them.
in 1990, when the Cowboys played the Giants, Aikman's field of vision missed something kinda important. 6'3", 240-pound linebacker Lawrence Taylor. Here
And when I say like them, I don't mean the Cowboys. I mean, I like the two receivers. Because, see, receivers can change. The Cowboys will always be hated.
actually looks dead lying on the ground like that. But Brian Urlacher probably wished he was dead when he faced off against Brady. Because Brian Urlacher was literally built like the Doom Guy. He won Defensive Player of the Year in 2005. Made a Pro Bowl every year since his debut, and in general, was just a terrifying linebacker to face off against.
That
But
boy
in
was a dog.
2006, he came face to face with his greatest threat yet, Tom Brady.
No way. You're gonna run him over.
But it's nowhere near as impressive as watching Steve Young and Joe Montana play against each other, because their rivalry actually began on the same team. See, in the late 80s, Joe Montana was the face of the 49ers franchise. He'd already racked up 2 rings and didn't have plans to stop chasing them anytime soon. But former Tampa Bay QB Steve Young didn't know that. So when he showed up to training camp, he was caught a little off guard.
Seeing Joe run out on the field the first time in 1987 in minicamp, my first thought is, he's not hurt at all. The reason why I had no doubts about coming was Bill said he's had second back surgery, Steve, and he will not recover from it. And I remember turning to Bill, looking at him like, hey, you told me, because he gave this, like, not my fault, I didn't know.
So something strange happened. Since Joe had healed, the Niners now had 2 all-time QBs. But as awkward as that should have been, both guys maintained an impressive level of respect.
We both respect each other's ability, but yet we're friends about it. I have to help him, he has to help me.
If Joe's playing, I can support him 100%, make sure that we win. If I'm playing, prepare myself the best I possibly can.
But despite their mutual respect, tension simmered below the surface every Sunday, and it definitely wasn't helped by Bill Walsh's coaching decisions. Sometimes he'd pull Montana from finishing.
Bro, old school football drip was so ugly. I know that's random, but I just had to say it. Like, I'm so glad that we've updated, because, bro, some of this stuff is disgusting.
Game and replace him with Young, who couldn't make a difference with 5 minutes on the clock, and they both hated that play style.
Like, look at that, bro.
Throughout their 6 years
Look at that
together,
face mask.
they managed to keep their emotions to themselves.
big as a bit.
Then came 1990.
Time in the pocket, but chased out.
Ooh,
From behind.
what a
The
hit.
ball's loose. Joe Montana, we know about his back, and he really took a shot in that back.
Bro was
Hey,
sent
yo.
to the center of the earth on that hit.
Hey,
and when you couple that hit with years of back surgery, you get the following. Montana never started another game with the Niners. Steve Young took over the team, and Montana was traded to Kansas City in 1993. But that trade also brought something else with it. One shot for Montana and Young to go head-to-head for the first time ever in 1994.
Here's Montana back to throw it. Up the middle to Willie Davis.
That boy fast.
Missing it and field goal. This has
So
to be
this is
a play
against his
back.
old team. I'm assuming he took him.
Montana came out the gate hot, but although it took until the second quarter, Young was able to respond twice. Scores, with Young looking like he might be able to hold off Montana. But as good as Steve was, he was nowhere near Joe Cool, and the Chiefs wiped them 24-17. Listen, I know they respected each other on the field, but damn, that must have been satisfying for Montana. That's like
I have a signed Joe Montana ball somewhere too. Hold on. Here it is, bro. This is signed by Joe Montana, bro. My freaking dog when he was a puppy. You know dogs have no freaking chill. I don't know if you can see, but my dog like chewed it up. He chewed up the strings and stuff. This is signed by Joe Montana, guys. If any of you guys' dads or uncles are like big Joe Montana fans, I know my dog chewed it, but this is a real official signed ball. I'll do a giveaway, bro. It says 40,551 career passing yards, 3,400 completions, 273 touchdowns, 92.3 career QB rating, 192 games played. It has all his stats. NFL Hall of Fame 2000, 4-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 8 Pro Bowls, 89 and 90 NFL MVP. Limited series of 400. There's only 400 of these balls in the world. That's crazy. If you want it, let me know.
the ultimate know-your-place kid. But Steve Young didn't live under Montana's shadow his whole life. The very next year, he led the Niners to a Super Bowl victory and finally
Fire.
got to shake Montana from his sight.
My feeling of having a championship in my pocket was maybe unique to anyone just because of my predecessor, Joe Montana, had done it 4 times. And to win one was obviously the minimum in many ways.
But while that legendary grudge match was basically faded, one of the most random legend versus legend moments came with Deion Sanders and Ocho Cinco. So even though Primetime was retired, he was itching for one more shot at the big game. So in 2004, at 37, he came out of retirement and joined the Ravens since they seemed like the best shot. Turned out they weren't, going 9-7 that year. But at least the fans got something out of it, a
he got a
crossover
pick?
between eras. They never directly went head-to-head, but seeing Sanders catch an interception in 2005 was unbelievably surreal.
Wow. I didn't know he came out of retirement in 2005. That's fire.
Prime time. There's Prime.
That's hard.
Deion Sanders.
That's hard.
It's picked up by the Ravens.
The old man still had the sauce. And although
That's
he never
fire.
got to show Ocho
I love how he run, bro. Like that primetime swag.
close, it's honestly better that way. Because it's made for some of the funniest post-career trash talk ever.
Dog, I'm gonna put so many hands on you. I guarantee you gonna file. You gonna go make a police report.
Listen, don't do me like that.
He gonna come to my house, my building, and talk about me like a dog.
Let me tell you how you beat him. Release inside. He only got 2 toes on that right foot.
You supposed to be praying for me, and you coming at me. That ain't right, man.
But it gets even better. Because every single time they meet up, they always line up.
I'm serious, man. Right there. Let's go. Get it to me.
Nah, that's funny, bro. Ocho is a character, bro. They funny, bro. Shout out to
About
them.
reflexes.
Ain't nothing changed here.
Listen,
Yeah, let's
my
go.
reflexes been the
Straighten it
same.
up. You better straighten that back foot up.
Man, that'll never get old. Just like how watching this next hit never gets old either. Because Eric Dickerson was the victim of one of the loudest hits ever when he ran
Really?
straight into a brick wall, a.k.a. Mike Singletary.
Ooh, damn. Oh my
How the hell did
goodness.
he miss that absolute monster truck standing in his way? Singletary was looking like Thanos standing him up and then obliterating him. He got the hit that Rod Woodson was chasing with Barry Sanders. But he must have forgot just how smooth Sanders is, because he got absolutely embarrassed when Barry ran up on him.
Stupid. Stupid. Stupid.
That's probably the first time I've seen a self-inflicted faceplant. Just straight
Wow.
Charlie Brown. But even a fall like that is better than what happened to Ronnie Lott. See, in the 80s, Ronnie Lott was known for sending playmakers into orbit. But in 87, the hardest hitter in football met the fastest man alive, Bo Jackson. And for once, Ronnie wasn't the one delivering the pain.
Ooh.
Dude flattened him like a steamroller. That's gotta hurt the ego a little bit when your whole rep is ruined by a running back. But the only thing that ruined Jalen Ramsey's reputation was himself. See, Jalen Ramsey and Steve Smith played against each other in 2016. But honestly, their teammates faced off more than they did. Sure,
Steve
they
Smith
each had
was a
some big
dog, bro.
plays.
For the Ravens, they go to the outside. Steve Smith Sr. wide open inside the 30.
Ooh, good
Hurdles
hurdle.
over a defender.
Steve Smith was a dog, bro.
22-yard line. Up 3, 10,
On the
7.
Panthers,
Waning minutes
he
of
used
the
to go crazy.
first
Ooh,
half.
get off me, boy.
Jalen Ramsey
Oh, good hit, never
with
mind.
a good hit.
But for the rest of the day, they barely matched up. And the only time they were within arm's reach was after they both got flagged for dead ball fouls.
Steve Smith got pushed in. Oh, you got to be careful. He hit it to the head linesman.
Smith hitting the ref was a little out of pocket, but that was probably the only out of pocket thing that happened during the game. But when the game ended, well, Smith got a little excited and decided to headbutt Ramsey. But it was Ramsey's response that ended up making headlines.
Yo, that looked like a meme, bro. It's like, man, get out. You know when your little brother trying to yell at you, Mom, I'm gonna tell mommy on you. It's like, boy, shut your ass.
Just not for the reasons you'd expect.
Come to me, some disrespectful stuff. Game over with. You still mad because I was locking you up? All right, go sleep on that.
What the? Yo, nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love Jalen. You know, yo, what the? I'd never seen that boy said, I ain't sleep on that. Yeah. Like, bro, what the?
Wait, you still mad because I was locking you up? All right, go sleep on that. I ain't trying to hear that after the game.
So you vowed it.
Yo, why he's risen up? He's like Riz trash talking. Like, nah, that's
Get in
funny.
your
bro. I
head.
ain't gonna lie.
You managed to get in his head, you think?
What you think?
I
You tell me. Anytime I lined up on him. Yeah, y'all go watch that. Y'all tell me who got in who didn't. You came up to me after the game. You feel me? You're an old man acting like that.
The way Jalen's acting there, I'm surprised he wasn't chasing Steve down the whole game. But when it comes to Deion Sanders,
that
he
was funny.
practically had receivers chasing him, except for one man, Michael Irvin. And these guys had one of the most competitive celebrity rivalries of all time. Like, seriously, Deion was basically a rock star, while Michael Irvin was a straight-up badass.
Michael has lived his life in one speed. He was 100 miles an hour off the field, and he was 100 miles an hour on the field.
Just two absolute dogs fighting for the spotlight. They first collided in 1992 when Irvin's Cowboys met Deion's Falcons.
Aikman on an out to Irvin. Donaldson is the guy who helped to strip it, and the catch is
So
made
Michael Irvin
by
was really
Irvin.
like that, huh?
In Atlanta
You know, I wasn't
territory,
alive
he's
at this
wrestled
time, so
down
I,
to Falcon 45
you
by
know,
Sanders.
I never
But
watched
even though
Michael
Deion
Irvin
had
highlights.
locked up all game, it wasn't enough
curious.
to stop the Cowboys from making the Falcons look like pigeons.
Like,
And
what's his
Atlanta
stats?
lost 41 to 17. Yeah, that's a pretty humiliating loss. But Deion proved he could hang with anyone.
And this is a matchup that the Atlanta Falcons think they can win. Deion Sanders has tremendous speed, but he will have trouble against the big body of Michael Irvin, who really likes to play like a basketball player out there.
Tempted to say that the announcers was a Cowboys fan, because he may be right about Irvin's play style, but he definitely underestimated Deion.
Good D, boy.
Deion Sanders has won this battle.
Bro, why does it
Yeah,
sound like
Deion
they're
was
running
so
on
hot that day
concrete?
that Aikman couldn't even throw to that side of the field. And after that game, the stage was set for round 3. But the final battle didn't end up happening in Atlanta.
Going to San Francisco really wasn't my initial desire. It was something that I needed to do, but it wasn't my desire.
The Falcons were cheap. That was the reason why Deion left to go to San Francisco. How do you let him go and you get better?
Deion's going to take this to new heights. They signed Deion Sanders. I'm going to do what I was blessed to do.
He may not have wanted to go, but ultimately, that signing is what solidified Deion as the greatest corner ever. Not only was he going to face Irvin in one of the most heated rivalries of all time, but he was also a part of one of the greatest football dynasties ever. And in 1994, for the 3rd year in a row, they went head-to-head in the biggest stage yet, the NFC Championship. The Cowboys were chasing a three-peat. The 49ers were done with being walked on, and the result was one of the most most tense playoff games of the 90s. By the fourth quarter, the Niners were up 38-28, with Dallas holding the ball. The snap came, Irvin took off, and Troy Aikman heaved a pass meant for Irvin, and Dion was on top of Irvin the whole
Good
time.
stuff, boy. Good D.
No pass interference call. That was clearly pass interference.
The whole Cowboy sideline is looking for a penalty on this one. He thought he should have had the penalty, and then he didn't get it, but he can't go on the field.
He might have been a little too on top, though. I mean, pass interference doesn't get much clearer than this. And yet, it was a no call. The biggest no call in playoff history. But whether it was PI or not didn't really matter. Dion took home the crown over Irvin, and the Niners stormed on to win it all. But that was just a rivalry between past legends. One of the craziest modern face-offs was between Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Listen, now that Tom is retired, it's a lot easier to make claims about Mahomes surpassing him. But people have always glazed the Chiefs. And after Mahomes' first couple of years, he was getting glazed so hard that those claims were happening when Tom was still the Patriots' king. Everyone with a brain thought it was crazy, because it was. But then fans got to see both players settle the score for real. And by the middle of the fourth, the Chiefs beat writers were actually onto something.
It's so weird seeing the Chiefs be so garbage this year. They're like 6-6 on the season, bro.
But as nice as that touchdown
they might
was,
miss the playoffs
it wasn't
for the first
nearly
time.
as nice as seeing the Pats
crazy.
return the favor.
And it's wild because I went to the last 3 Super Bowls and I saw the
game
Chiefs
should
all
have
3
been
years.
fair. It got even crazier. GOAT versus New Blood went score for score in a 44-point duel into overtime.
Handoff up the middle, and it's Williams with another touchdown. He's got to sell out. There's a handoff to Burkhead. Burkhead pulls ahead and scores the touchdown. Now to tie it. Rutgers kick. It is good all the way.
Mahomes, with 39 seconds left, was able to get one more drive in to put him in field goal range and actually tied it. However, as great as Mahomes was, he couldn't touch the GOAT, because on the Pats' first drive in OT, they stormed all the way down the field to win 37-31. But the game was so close that the conversation didn't die down. If anything, it only got worse. And the real culmination came in Super Bowl 55. Or so everyone thought. Because instead of a hard-fought win like last time, Brady absolutely shat on Mahomes with a 31-9. And after that, even Mahomes had no choice but to bow.
Is Tom the GOAT in your mind currently?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, dude won 7 Super Bowls, played in 10, has like every passing statistic record. I mean, it's hard to him not to be considered the GOAT. I mean, we all watched it growing up. I mean, he was winning Super Bowls every single year.
The craziest thing, though, Mahomes isn't even Tom Brady's greatest rival. Listen, we all know the story, but we gotta talk about Brady versus Manning. The important Manning this time. I mean, these guys aren't just legends. They were
Did
like
this man just
football-
say, he just said the important Manning? Don't you ever disrespect Eli Manning, Red Zone. I love you, bro, but you bugging the fuck out. Wad tat, chill out.
Socrates and Plato of the 21st century, and watching them duel for over a decade was a privilege. In 2003, Brady's Patriots picked off Manning 4 times in the AFC Championship. And then the very next year, they did it again in the divisional round. Well, minus the interceptions. This time, they just beat Manning into submission.
So same drive, 3rd and 5, Manning to Stokely, bang!
Damn.
Asante Samuel.
Yeah, it didn't matter whether it was the offense or the secondary. Manning was not catching a break. But it's always the darkest before the dawn. And in the 2006 AFC Championship, Manning finally broke through. Not only did the Pats blow a 21-3 lead, but Brady dug his own grave at the very end.
Intercepted. Colts are going
Hey,
to
that gotta
Super
be the worst
Bowl.
feeling as a quarterback when you throw a pick
absolutely hate to see it.
to
But the
lose the
Colts
game.
love to see it so
Can't do
much
nothing.
that they carried that win all the way to a Super Bowl dub. But after that dub, the rivalry died down. Peyton stayed with the Colts for a few more years and even put up some solid records. But when he went to the Broncos, people thought the rivalry might have been dead for good. Well, cut to 2013, and they were right back at it. But this time, it wasn't Brady blowing the lead. At the half, Manning was up 24 points, more than enough to hang on till the end. But when you're playing Brady, you can't leave anything to chance. And of course, Brady pulled it off. He gave his absolute all and clawed his way back for the dub. Manning did get his revenge against Brady in that year's AFC Championship. But when you lose 43-8 in the Super Bowl, is that even impressive? I would argue no. But if it's not that, it's got to be their final battle, the 2015 AFC Championship. Because this wasn't just their final match, it was one of Manning's final games. He ended his career in about as good a way as you possibly can.
Right, 2nd and 10. See if Manning finds it. There's got someone else open, and it's a touchdown.
Nah, Peyton Manning was a GOAT. Omaha.
Daniels.
Omaha.
Brady ended up leading the series overall. But the fact that Manning got to taste victory one last time is seriously a movie-level ending to one of the greatest rivalries of the 21st century. But one man pulled off something so insane, you wouldn't believe it even if it was a movie. Because in 2009, Darrelle Revis didn't just take on one legend, he took on 8. And even though you know his name now, before the 2009 season, he was barely a household name outside of New York. The Jets themselves didn't even have high expectations when they signed him off in 07. But after a couple of years, they realized they had lightning in a bottle. Revis
Darrelle
wasn't just
Revis
a speedy
was a
quarter.
beast,
He
bro.
had speed, reflexes,
Revis
and
Island.
strength that a quarter should not be known for.
He was strong, and he was patient. Nothing flashy about him.
Did he talk?
He didn't talk. And that's one of the things I tried to get him to do. I said, if I can get him to have a conversation with me, I know I can take him out of the game a little bit. But he wouldn't talk. He wouldn't talk. Man, that mother. I'm still mad.
The way Ocho talks about him, you'd think he was like a Spartan soldier. But for that year, he kinda was. See, Rex Ryan built the entire defense around Revis. Everyone else could blitz all they want, while Revis just chilled in the backfield. Why? Because he was so raw, he'd lock down half the field all by himself by shutting down the greatest wide receivers in the league.
David Anderson.
That was Andre Johnson, who Revis held to just 4 catches for 35 yards.
Wow.
But it was only week 1, so people thought it was just a fluke. Next week, he was facing Randy Moss,
Woo,
a guy
the GOAT.
literally famous for impossible catches. And from there, every single week, Revis was taking god-tier receivers to his island and just burying them in the sand. He shut down Marcus Colston.
3rd and 8. Breeze over the middle.
Get that out of here, boy.
Then went to Buffalo and held Terrell Owens to just 13 yards.
13? Damn. I could have did more than that.
Revis's football IQ was just different. Dude allowed 0 separation on almost every run. Whether it was against Reggie Wayne or Mike Sims Walker, Revis was on him like glue. He even had Steve Smith ending the game with just 1 catch. At a certain point, it wasn't hard to see what was happening with Revis, lining up on the top WR every game. But they still couldn't stop it. Not even Ocho Cinco.
Up to avoid the heat, and it throws into the wing for Ocho Cinco.
That
and it's
boy,
incomplete.
And to this day, Ocho's still reeling from it.
That 2009 season will never, ever, ever be replicated. Steve Smith, T.O. twice, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss twice.
I don't think you was that prepared that game.
Wait, which one? The first one or the second one?
Both. You one of the best route runners I ever covered. I studied you. I studied you a while.
I tried to study
years.
too.
Bro legit looks like he's about to cry. But you would be too if you're one of the best in the game, getting shut down by a former nobody. But Revis didn't stop in the regular season. In the postseason, he did it to T.O. and Reggie Wayne again. By that point, everyone wanted revenge for Revis Island. Receivers were plotting routes around him, studying tape around the clock, basically praying they'd get a chance to catch a bomb over him. But most of them never got the chance. The season was over, and Darrell's sauce was all used up. But some receivers like Randy Moss didn't care. He wanted revenge no matter what. It's pure one-handed dominance. But if you want to see peak dominance and peak competition, that would have to be the rivalry between Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders. Because
They
before
had a
Rice
rivalry?
and Primetime were making dreams come true in the Super Bowl, they were each other's worst nightmare.
We had battles, man, that was like, it was the ultimate.
Right.
The nightmare.
But it was a respectable battle because I respected you.
Yeah, Deion definitely respected Rice, but it probably took Rice a while to do the same. Bro literally left Deion hanging mid-game. Rice probably thought he had Deion pegged, but 3 weeks later, Deion was just too smooth with it, and they went at it for years. Either Deion would steal one out of Rice's hands, or Rice would take off like the Flash down the field.
Now watch the move by Rice. This is called stop and go.
Get off me, boy.
Did he find the open hole?
Get off
By the
me,
time
boy.
Deion got to the 49ers, they did not like each other.
How did Jerry and Deion actually get along that season?
Not very well.
Well, I knew that Deion brought a lot of baggage. But I wanted him on the team because I felt like he could help us get to the Super Bowl.
To be fair, after 5 years of straight back and forth, I think anyone would be pretty pissed lining up next to their arch nemesis. But Rice ended up being right. Despite how much they disliked being on the same sideline, their receiver-quarter combo was absolutely goated, and they made it to the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl would end up being the easy part. The nights leading up to it, different story.
Deion and Jerry had very different approaches. Jerry was always grinding, always serious, and Deion, I think, injected some showmanship and some fun.
Deion's out on the town. And the coach is talking about, well, some guys missed curfew, I'm gonna find them. The players in 49er style said, no, coach, we're gonna handle this one. And as soon as that door shut, it was Deion and JR.
Hey, look, we're not here to hang out are just to have a good time. We are here to win the Super Bowl.
So I stood up and said, hey, you know darn well we're going to beat the brakes off San Diego. If we were home, we would be going out on a Wednesday.
I mean, I'd probably side with Deion on this one. My man Jerry needs to learn how to chill a bit. But I guess you don't get 22,000 yards by partying all the time either. Still, despite their clear disagreements on lifestyle, they really did have a certain level of respect for each other.
The injury was so bad, he needed help from a teammate to buckle his chin strap.
And as nice as that moment was, it was probably one of the last nice moments of their time together. See, the Niners had beaten the Cowboys in the playoffs and the Chargers in the Super Bowl. Deion had the best year of his career and won DPOY. But with all that hype, he turned his back on the very team that got
DPOY is Defensive Player of the Year for y'all that don't know.
him there and locked down a contract with the Cowboys. Suddenly, he was right back
So
to
he
square
played for
one
like
with Jerry
4 or
Rice.
5 teams?
Two legends on opposite sides
Crazy.
of the line, gunning for greatness.
That's legendary, man. That's dope, man. Big shout out to my dog, man. You know what I'm saying? Red Zone, bro. That's the GOAT right there. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you always put God first. Remember that you are chosen to move like it. I'll see y'all on the next one. It's your boy Eli Mack. Gang, gang.